How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Top 10 Buff. Cinema is a medium that has always been responsive to the day-to-day innovations and transformations of the world around us. It has successfully managed to cope well with this fact and blend with them strikingly like no other art form. The science fiction genre has procured mostly from this, as we have seen huge and even substantial changes in the way in which film has evolved. Hacking is one of the latest additions to this, but it is obvious that hacking has played an active role in film for a long time, even though it did not exist then in name. Here is a look at the top 10 hacker movies. Number 10. Black Hat. Considered by some as the most accurate hacker movie ever, Black Hat is about a convicted hacker, played by Chris Hemsworth, who teams up with the FBI to take down a hacker with an elaborate plan to overheat coolant pumps in nuclear power plants for his own personal profit on the stock market. The plot meanders occasionally, however not in any interesting ways. Directed by Michael Mann, who continues to take standard genre pieces and dress them up in unique ways, the action is fantastically shot and even a little intense in some sequences. By continually contrasting the real with the digital, this movie makes a standard techno thriller into something engagingly visual. Number 9. Snowden. Snowden is a great movie that gives excellent insight into what drove Edward Snowden to give up his life to do what he believed was right. It tells the story of Edward Snowden, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who works for the CIA as a hacker and a computer engineer. The movie goes back and forth between Snowden's time with journalists as well as his life story. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does an outstanding job of portraying Snowden, as well as co-star Shailene Woodley delivers a multi-layered, nuanced performance as Snowden's girlfriend. It is a deeply engaging story with moments of genuine, uncontrived tension, and despite its shortcomings, this is still a very interesting piece of work and has great performances. Number 8. War Games. War Games is a good 80s action film that deals with a kid hacking the military's defense and almost starting a war. However, it falls victim for the changing times. The massive-sized computer and all the equipment would cause most of the laughs. The acting is great from Sheedy and Broderick, who work well together as a couple, and the story is decent and quite believable now in the age of hackers and supercomputers. The soundtrack has that special 80s flavor and deserves special attention, and it is great fun to watch it now just to see how much computers have evolved. Number 7. Swordfish. Convicted hacker Stanley Jobson, played by Hugh Jackman, has the task of stealing $9.5 billion of government funds forgotten about after the aborted Operation Swordfish. All this while being egged along by the ultra-suave Gabriel Shear, played by John Travolta. We really don't have much to say about Swordfish apart from the fact that there's a scene involving hacking on a computer with 7 screens. Number 6. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Certainly among the best in the series, this one is an over-the-top action film that redeems the Mission Impossible brand back to the escapist thrills provided by the original way back in 1996. Tom Cruise plays IMF agent Ethan Hunt, who this time around must team up with a group of new agents including Jane Carter, tech expert Benji Dunn, and chief analyst William Brandt. Together they must take on a Russian extremist who plans to start a nuclear war between the United States and Russia. The thing that makes this movie so great is the fact that it takes the heart and humor of an animated film and the great action from a live-action film and fuses them together. Number 5. Live Free or Die Hard. Live Free or Die Hard is quite a refreshing piece of entertainment in the wake of so many effects-driven, computer-simulated action fantasy films. It contains just about everything that the 3 previous Die Hard movies had, and even a little more. Also, for a Die Hard film, it is remarkably clean. The fighting is stylized, clinical, and is very different from the other films. The slower emotional scenes are the ones that really drag down the film the most. Live Free or Die Hard is a throwback to simpler times and a breath of fresh air in a season of bloated CGI extravaganzas. Anyone looking for crazy action, entertainment, or popcorn fun will enjoy this one. Number 4. Fifth Estate. The Fifth Estate is an unauthorized account of Julius Assange and WikiLeaks. Cumberbatch plays a believable Assange as an egotistical idealist that is out to change the world. WikiLeaks founding duo work as watchdogs and leak secret data to the world, however they find themselves in a fix when they obtain access to confidential documents relating to the US intelligence. Few Americans know that Assange is an infamous hacker in his native country of Australia. He broke into the Pentagon, Citibank, NASA, and Stanford University, among other facilities before being caught. Number 3. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is a Swedish thriller that deals with a discredited journalist and a mysterious computer hacker when they discover that even the wealthiest families have skeletons in their closets. While working to solve the mystery of a 40-year-old murder, they unravel a group of sadists who find an inhuman pleasure by assaulting others physically and sometimes killing the victim. So effectively done is the portraying of the sadists in this film, that no one can resist abhorring these animals. Even if the mystery was only somewhat interesting, the lead characters make this an entertaining watch and an excellent thriller. Number 2. Who Am I? No System is Safe. Who Am I is one of those very rare films from Germany which deals with a serious subject, has a serious tone and plot, and can compete with international movies in the same budget range. The film is unique in its way to show the darknet in a very understandable way. The chosen imagery to show what is going on behind the screen is innovative and is visualized in a way even people without knowledge of the subject can easily understand and follow the plot. Who Am I is definitely one of the best German thrillers I've ever seen and easily one of the best hacker movies of the century. Number 1. The Matrix. The Wachowskis' The Matrix is in many ways a game changer in the history of cinema. It is certainly one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, and most certainly the best hacker movie ever. What more do you want if you can hack into the human mind itself, and with that giving an enchanting cinema experience? The film has aged well over the years and remains an all-time favorite of many movie fans. A landmark film and quite possibly the ultimate expression of cyberpunk, it is a movie experience like no other, and it is all about that experience. This concludes our list of the top 10 hacker movies of all time. If you think of any movies that didn't make the list, please comment them below. Please like and subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to bring you new content.